Hey everyone. So working on the Firebird today, and I've kind of made some decisions on what I'm going to do as far as this front corner toe board situation. So let me bring you in here and we'll take a look, and I can show you what I'm up against and what I think I'm going to do. So this right here is my toe board situation. So you can see that somebody has cut the rocker panel support to pieces. So when they were cutting out the rocker, they cut all this out. So that ruined the integrity of this support. So I'm ordering this support right here, and I don't expect that to be in until next week. But this is the toe board support right here. So that's this panel. This panel. So I'm looking, do I section it? It's a little thin down here, and it's so down in here it's a little thin, and it's rotted right here. So I could go in and section this right there, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace this whole piece right here, because I got to replace this. So if I got to replace this, why don't I just replace that? You know, I just have to get in here and clean it up, get these rivets off, and then put this new piece on. I'm going to leave this where it is right now, just take and break it free so that I can use this as a guide, because it goes right down here. And then I'll mark up here. I'm going to mark up into this area so I know where it goes there. Once I know where this side goes and the height, not the height is the same as this panel right here, then I know that I'm in the right location. And then I can get in here, and then I can fillet weld and repair that board, or repair that section. This section right here is going to be a little bit more difficult. So I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do there. It's really not that rotten. Well, not rotten at all. Let me get a light. Sorry about that. Shed some light on the subject. Okay, so it's not rotten at all down here. They just cut this loose from this. So you can see that's just hanging there. So when I get that new section, I'm going to have to decide what I want to do here. And what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to section it. I don't think I'm going to tear this whole panel apart, because there's no rust in there. It's fine. So I think I'm going to section the bottom, which goes into this support. So when this comes up, this will come up. It's got to come over a little bit. This comes up, this comes over. They all sandwich together, and they get welded together. So I think I'm going to fix that. Obviously, I'm cutting this out because this is nasty. So that's got to go. Floor pan's moving. Gonna go. But I think as far as this goes up here, you know, I have to get all this seam sealer out right here. But I think I'm gonna cut this. When I cut this out right here, I'll be able to go from here to the front of the car, and then replace this section right here, because this section right here, this whole thing right here, I can take out, because I want this support right here to be hooked to this right here, so that, obviously I'm gonna fix this, but so that my fender, where my fender bolts, is not going to be moving around the whole front of my car. So I really don't want to tear this all apart. There's nothing wrong with that. It's all good, solid. So yeah, that's my plan, is to get in there and do that. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to come in here and jack up underneath this edge right here that's good and solid to support while I change that panel. So I'm going to come in, I'm going to put a board across both sides, back down the tunnel just a little ways, jack that up, remove this board right here, and then I'm going to lower it down on a jack stand over here. Excuse my friend level. I'm going to put a jack stand right here, and then I'm going to put a jack stand with that board underneath here, under this section. I don't know if you can see my hand. Under this section. And that'll support it while I'm doing this. And then when I get all that done, I'll put the remaining jack stand so it'll be under this and under that. And that way, or I'll put this board back in. I kind of like this board here. Plus it keeps my height that I got set up in the back, you know, from front to back, because I got it level right now, so I got to have this 3.5 inch in here. But yeah, I'm pretty much made up my mind to change my direction and replace this whole toe board. You know, I'm not that far away from it, and I got to fix that other piece anyways, so why do it halfway? So I'm going to start cleaning it up, and so I can see the welds and everything today. And then I think tonight I'm going to get that all supported, like I said, from underneath. I'll put that, I've got a 2x4 that I can go all the way across the bottom right there. And then when I jack that up, or actually I got a 4x4, I might do it with a 4x4. Then I can reposition these jack stands so that I can get this done. That way, you know, I'm good and solid. And I really want to replace that whole toe board. This toe board, on the other hand, is perfectly fine. There's not a thing wrong with it. This thing is solid. The side panel support is solid. I mean, it's just like the day it was made. So this stuff is really, really messy. Think it's undercoating? So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to see the rivet holes so I can drill them out. Up here, I'm going to have to be a little more careful. This steel's staying. Down here, I'm replacing it. So I don't want to make a mess up here. Down here, I'm going to take a Sawzall and just cut it up. No big deal. So this piece is getting replaced so I can drill this out. I can drill these out all the way through. No big deal. But up here is where I've got to be careful. there. Get that undercoating in your flap wheel, and it's so long for the flap wheel. Gonna get a drill, get my stuff ready, start drilling this out. So I'll be back in a second. All right, need to get a center punch. I'll be back. Okay, so I just about got this off. So see, I've got all the rivets popped all the way along here, all the way along the bottom. I've got cut this one little section off right here, and then then this piece will drop out. Like I said before, this piece is on order, and so I'm getting this off, and then when I get that off, I can come along here from this side. Right now I can't drill it, so I'm going to come along from this side and drill that stuff off. Actually, I don't even really need to, because I'm going to be replacing this. So at any rate, I'm going to cut that bottom off, and this piece will fall out, and then that piece will be ready to go in. So I'll be back with you in a minute. Okay, so got the new toe board clamped up. It's the firewall patch needs to be prepared where I'm going to cut it out and then cut it out so that I can get these two units together. But hey, old one's out down there, new one's up. Just got to cut out the bad steel and then get in behind here, sand it all down, and then pour 15 it. And then, so it's all looking good. Pretty excited. First part going on the Firebird. Well, excuse me, second part. I put the outer rocker on, but it's not permanent. So getting closer. Okay, so today I'm as far as I can go. I don't know, it's one of those things. I think Louis put it good when I talked to him this morning, and that is the deeper you go, the bigger the hole gets. So yeah, I found some situations here that I ended up having to go deeper and deeper. This piece right here that's not there, this support that goes inside for the rocker, I think they call it the rocker support, go figure. I need that piece, and then I also need the sill or the rocker extension. I need this piece right here. Whoop, here we go. I need this piece right here because it's cut off right here, and it's missing the whole extension. It goes on the end of this, which is why when I was putting that together, whoop, here we go. When I was putting that together, whoop, there's Dan. Hey, Dan, Kuda Dan. When I was putting that together, I was having, I didn't know why there was a pocket there. I was thinking it was the fender that was going to plug that, but it's not. It's the rocker extension. So I'm going to have to get that piece, and then I'm trying to avoid pulling this cowl apart. And the closer I get, the more I realize that I may have to pull that cowl apart. yeah. So at any rate, I'm going to cut it off here because I have to go get more parts, and there's no sense prolonging the agony. So I'm pretty happy. I got the toe board where it's got to go. And then in here, I got the fender patch is pretty much where it's got to go. But I need to get in here, and I need to get this piece, and I need to get the new rocker. So those 4 items, or 3 items, let me see. That one. 3 items are really holding me from putting that all together, because they all have to be put together, and then I've got to measure them, clamp them all together, measure them, make sure it's the same as the other side, so that when I put the floor pan in, it's all good. Now, I think that I'll probably weld the top of the toe board in, because that's got to be done underneath the firewall patch panel. So I'll probably do that first, but I can't do it until I get that other panel. So here I sit. I'm gonna call it a day. I'm calling it a win though. Got a lot done. Got a whole bunch done. So here we go.